This is the 100th YouTube video I have made to help gym owners like you create more income, more impact, and more personal freedom. And as always, teaching brings its own rewards. And in this video, I'm gonna share my biggest takeaway from 100 frickin' YouTube videos. My name is Mark Fisher from businessunicorns.com, and I just wanna make sure it's on your radar. If you think videos are fine, but you're more of a book reader-y kind of person, check out my book. You can find it on Amazon. You can find the link in the description box below. It is a collection of fitness business musings, lessons, stories, and true life shenanigans from running the world's only multi-million-dollar fitness unicorn cult. Mark Fisher Fitness has done over $30 million, and I have learned a lot of lessons. Now, today's video, I wanna share with you my biggest takeaway. And my biggest takeaway is this: you must be willing to suck. You must be willing to suck. If something is worth doing at all, it's worth doing well. And if it's worth doing well, it's worth being crappy while you figure out how to do it well. In fact, if you're interested, I made a version of this video as the very 5th video I made. It's called In Praise of Sucking, and ironically, that video sucks. The sound is not as good, the lighting is not as good, the video is not as good. I think I, by the way, had a super bad case of COVID when I started doing this, so my voice sounds like really low and weird the back of my throat. It's really weird, but I encourage you, go and check it out, because you'll see I hadn't really found my groove yet, and that's fine. That's the whole point. Anything you're gonna do for your business, you're gonna suck at when you start, and that is all right. But overall, when we don't like things, usually part of why we don't like it is we're not good at it. Yes, there will be things that ultimately you become very good at that are in your zone of competence that don't light you up, and yes, you should ultimately delegate those things. So your takeaway here, and this is not unlike the takeaway for your clients, is we have to focus on the behaviors, we need to focus on the process, and not so much the outcomes, because in the beginning, the outcomes are not gonna be very satisfying. So in my situation, my commitment was to do 200 YouTube videos and see what happens. My thought was, well, if I just do 200 YouTube videos, I bet I'll get pretty good. And my hope is, if you watch my 200th video, which I haven't filmed yet, obviously, as the time of this recording, because the whole space-time continuum thing, it's kind of boring. It's like quantum physics. Well, my hope is that when I watch this video after I've made my 200th, I'm like, now this video sucks. I do want to add a nuance here, because I do think, on the other hand, the other thing we need to consider here is any given project, I do think you need to have some kind of criteria for what does success look like, because at some point you might be falling into what's called the sunk cost fallacy, where you just keep doing it because you've already been doing it. So it's important to identify, before you're doing any given project, what is the outcome? What means success? So for instance, I am not trying to be a YouTuber. You will notice I do not have tens of thousands of subscribers, and that is fine, because I'm rocking the 1,000 true fans model. Or to be a little more realistic, probably 5,000, maybe 10,000 true fans. That's sufficient. I have a very specific type of person I want to talk to, and that is you. It's probably the same thing for your training gym. And I don't worry about trying to monetize ads. Listen, I think that's a fine way to go if you want to go super mainstreamy. That's not my move. I'm here for training gym owners. I want to help training gym owners make more income, more impact, and more personal freedom. So because of that, it's going to limit the size of my audience, and that means I'm a-okay with it. But if I can't judge it based on the millions I'm making from my YouTube ads, then how else do I assess if this is successful? Well, the most objective measurements that we can use is, for instance, when people sign up for the Unicorn Society and we ask them which places they love to enjoy our content, if this is something that's coming up on the regular, I know that this is going to be something that is worth continuing, because another framework for how I'm looking at these YouTube videos, and by the way, is this too meta that we're talking about the thing? I can't help it, I'm transparent. So the framework that I look at this is the one I encourage you to think of all of your marketing. YouTube, I do not believe, for Business for Unicorns, and probably not for you as a training gym, is a good no strategy, which is to say, I don't anticipate a lot of people will discover me because I'm recommending the algorithm. Though if you have been, well, gosh, I'd love to know. Shoot me an email, mark@businessforunicorns.com. That'd make my day. So my assumption is, if you're watching this, YouTube is not how you heard about me or Business for Unicorns, But my hope is if you like my stuff, as you watch this over time, you will continue to spend time with me and like me because we're spending time together, right? And you're not running away and closing the browser, which some people probably do, but you're watching this, so that's not you. And then over time, I hope you come to trust me because you're gonna continue to get information. I'm going to make propositions. I'm gonna share actionable tips, frameworks, philosophy. In a perfect world, you will try them and then get better results with your training gym, and then you will assess me to be credible so that if and when the time is right, where it makes sense for you, you will consider doing something like the Unicorn Society, our coaching group. And you can find out more about that in the link in the description box below. So that is a little bit about how I'm thinking about this YouTube channel. And again, your takeaways for your training gym are, in general, anytime you are attempting a new skill, you're gonna be bad in the beginning, and that is okay. Give yourself some window where you're focused on the behaviors and process and not on the outcome, because you're gonna need time to get better, right? It's like, wasn't fun in the beginning looking at these videos, but every time I watch these videos and I keep finding little ways to hopefully make them better for you. And then on the other hand, when you are launching anything new, certainly we're talking about either a new revenue stream or a marketing initiative like a new marketing channel, you wanna understand, how will I determine if this is exactly successful, right? A lot of you have perhaps seen my video about our organic Instagram strategy at MFF. We weren't just blasting out a bunch of content on there, we're also tracking specific metrics because we want to see, is this moving the ball? Because if not, there is opportunity cost and it might prevent us from doing other things. So you have to, I think, balance both of those hands. Focus on the process and the goals, but have some clarity around what winning looks like as a criteria so that you understand if and when it is time to pivot. And if you want to help me celebrate, well, now would be a good time to hit that subscribe button, help fill the hole inside. Thank you as always for watching these videos. It has been a true labor of love. And I would say if you have other gym owners in your life you think would benefit, it would mean so much to me to consider sharing. It is my intention to give you everything I know. I'm not holding anything back on this channel. I'm putting it all out there. And my hope is, even if you can never sign up for anything that Business of Unicorns does, over time, we will do an even better and better job of organizing these playlists. So it's a complete body of work for you to absorb the information you need on demand when you need it. And with that said, I will see you in a future video 101, where I will share more actionable tips, psychological frameworks, and yes, philosophy.